Just a friendly reminder before the video begins, you will hear 2 stories in this video and both have new updates. Now on to the first story. One of my friends is planning her wedding, or rather, she expects me to plan her engagement announcement party, bridesmaid announcement luncheon, bachelorette party, the wedding ceremony, and the reception. She also expects me to contribute financially, while not attending the wedding because, and I quote, "My fiancé used to have a crush on you and I don't want him to be tempted to run away with you." Can you imagine the embarrassment of being left for you? Ha ha ha. What? Summing up the rest of the convo, I told her off and questioned how she can make demands like that to someone that she clearly doesn't respect. She said that I planned one of my aunt's weddings and I both planned and funded a friend's baby shower. This was my best friend since elementary school and she has no family willing or able to support her. This was me making it clear that I'd be there for her and her child as a godmother. I don't get it. This particular person always rubbed me wrong, but was always in the friend group. Her fiancé is genuinely kind and always talks on how she's not that bad. But are you seriously not an entitled jerk when you want someone to plan an event, partially fund it, and not attend because you're insecure? She's still texting me potential venues right now as if I didn't tell her off and hang up on her 10 minutes ago. Update 1: Talk to the fiancé and he's getting off soon. We're gonna meet up at a mutual friend's place. I already texted that mutual some screenshots and she's trying to see what she can get from Bridezilla. Hopefully whatever is shared will be helpful. Bridezilla allegedly plays her entitlement and dislike of me off as a joke and that's why most of our mutual friends laugh at. Don't see how that's even remotely funny, but whatever. Gonna meet up in half an hour or so. Update: Bridezilla friend who wanted me to pay and plan for her wedding but not attend it. The night and early morning has been spent spamming the friend group chat with screenshots of delusion and anger. So to update everyone that asked for one, I met up with the fiancé, who I'm gonna call Ryan, and a mutual, who is Rachel, around 11 p.m. at that mutual's place. I noticed someone said it seems like I'm into him and I want to clarify that I've been friends with him since high school, freshman year. He's someone I care for greatly and someone who has been through a lot in regards to bad families and poor examples of healthy relationships. The way I treat him is the way I treat my best friend Kim, the one that I'm godmother for. This meeting could have gone south quickly, but I'm glad I involved another friend. I showed him the texts first and told him about the call. I explained to both him and our mutual that everyone laughing when Bridezilla does things like that hurt my feelings and contributes to her thinking it's okay. I'm the go-to friend, all reliable who supposedly never says no. And yeah, I help who I can, but I am not a doormat. Ryan was confused about the crush thing and fixated on that he didn't want to acknowledge anything else at first. He eventually just cried and Rachel took over by telling him that she's also been texting Bridezilla and the way she speaks about me when she thinks she has a fellow anti-op isn't cool nor healthy. Some of her texts from Bridezilla were awful, most being about me getting Baker acted in high school, and one Rachel wanted us both to see was a list of female mutuals not allowed to attend or have contact post-wedding because Ryan called them pretty, but I'm the only pretty one in his life. Lamau. I asked Ryan permission to blow it up, if he was okay with me sharing everything in our main circle of friends. Honestly, I don't want to put him in a worse spot, but I already know Bridezilla was getting upset I wasn't responding to her. Her text got extremely nasty and I'm glad I hadn't blocked her yet. He said yes and I, a Samsung user, took the long scene shots and started spamming the group chat with them. No warning, no context, starting with the only text I sent her: "No, I won't plan and fund your wedding and be disrespected while doing it. I get that we're not actually friends, but you don't speak to people like that and think they'll do anything for you." I blocked Bridezilla right after this. Rachel hasn't shared her screenshots yet, but things have been interesting. Bridezilla is sending messages through others about me not taking a joke well, but the ones passing it on are saying they're sorry for how they've gone along with that behavior. I've blocked them too, at least temporarily, because why are you passing along her texts of what she wants to say to me when I told you I'm done and I don't want anything to do with her anymore? Is that normal friend behavior? I'm seriously asking at this point. As of now, it's 9-something in the morning and I have more people to send my copy pasta of. I'm temporarily blocking you as I want nothing to do with Bridezilla and blocking them. Ryan has apparently sent her a text saying to keep the ring and blocked her. Rachel hasn't blocked her and is on some multi-way call with her. She's apparently a mess and it's all my fault. Boohoo, don't start crap and there won't be crap. Rachel says she's going to play both ends and blow things up worse than they are. She genuinely wants to weed out the crap friends and says she's noticed a lot of people are considered friends when they shouldn't be. Anyways, thanks for all the comments, support, and advice on my first post. My first method definitely would have caused way more drama, meeting Ryan alone in any capacity. And I really hope the steal her fiancé comments were jokes, but I also looked into the suggested petty revenge sub and yeah, I can't bring myself to do that to Ryan when I'm pretty sure I'm aromantic at this point. Upside down face. It would be hilarious to see Bridezilla's meltdown. Not worth hurting one of my besties. Relevant comments that the UP replied. Daylily61 asked if Rachel really is your friend. She will respect your wishes and not stir the pot. Defending you is one thing, but using this situation to create even more trouble than there has already been, is another. Thankfully she has listened to my concerns. She's bowed out of it. But by this point some of what she's done has made me uncomfortable. She didn't have to do much to stir the pot and didn't say anything about me that seems like a red flag. But what she's done does seem like one. Strong opinion for life asks, some people want revenge and others want peace. The only thing that I don't agree with you is if Rachel has something that could end her job, and if it's a real problem where people are at risk or something bad must be for her to 100% certain to end her job, then she needs to do that. I told her to anonymously report it if she believes it's career ending, but not to take her nuke route of posting it online everywhere. I don't think it's the best option because she might put herself in danger if Bridezilla decides to retaliate. Update number 2: Bridezilla friend who wanted me to pay and plan for her wedding but not attend it. As a commenter predicted, Bridezilla has latched onto the not invited part of her comments and made it seem like that was my issue with her. Her angle is that I'm upset I wasn't invited and that's why I'm sabotaging her and Ryan. She's telling everyone willing to listen that she felt Ryan values me above her, so that's why she initially didn't want me there and that she'll invite me if I talk Ryan out of leaving her and let her pick my outfit. The above and her "it's a joke, get over it" mindset have revealed far more about those I considered friends and associates than I'm comfortable admitting I ignored to keep mutuals or just genuinely missed. I allowed a lot of toxic behavior around me when I cut my mother off for a lot of those same behaviors. I feel dumb, to be honest. Like, really dumb and close to tears. There are in fact people I need to cut off. Surprisingly though, it's a small number, 4 of the 15 in our main group. These are people who have admitted to 1. Inviting me to concerts and parties so they have a ride, 2. Asking me to join trips so they had a mom to take care of things they would forget, 3. Asking me to be a godparent because of how I treat Kim's kid, paying for trips, buying random gifts, babysitting just to hang out, having a room at my place just for them, 4. Setting me up on dates so they'd have a doubles partner. I'm gonna go on a very long tirade about this person on the room thing because Bridezilla's entitlement didn't just magically poof away. Apparently I'm meant to give that room to her hypothetical kid. Like, take it from my godson and give it to her kids. She thinks that because of how Ryan and I became friends, that means I should value my friendship with him above Kim, thus entitling her hypothetical kids to more. It's such a weird notion to me. The way I met Ryan was through group grief counseling. But I don't think that friends have different worths the way she and some others described it. The friends who passed along messages have been unblocked. I talked to them and, like another commenter suggested, they were sending screenshots because they themselves didn't realize they were allowing her to get away with stuff like that for years and were genuinely sorry. I told them I allowed it too, so I can't really be mad at them at this point. When I've said I didn't like something, these are people that would stop it immediately. I should have said something earlier instead of ignoring it because Bridezilla was their friend and Ryan's girlfriend. Don't know if that makes it okay, but I'm gonna let it go. I glossed over Ryan telling Bridezilla to keep the ring and blocking her. As someone pointed out, there was much more said, some of which are NSFW. The screenshots Rachel and I shared with the group excluded all the messages Rachel received about Ryan, specifically in regards to his history with being SI'd and abused. Don't ask details I don't know, nor have I ever asked. I don't need to know to support him. There were things being shared to Rachel that he confided in Bridezilla about, but not in Rachel or I about. Rachel didn't show me and I didn't ask to be shown either. But that's what made Ryan stop fixating on Bridezilla saying he had a crush, and that was why he just cried for most of our meeting. I personally did not see these texts, but Ryan told me that's what they were about and he's unsure what to do beyond cutting things off. Again, he's not good with confrontation yet and he's been working on that. He just knows he can't be with Bridezilla anymore, nor can he keep the "she's not that bad" mindset. He also isn't comfortable nor ready to speak to her directly about what she did. There are aspects where he's going through the realization that, like myself, he cut off an awful parent while allowing himself to be treated the same way by a different person. Rachel bowed out of stirring the pot earlier today when I told her how I felt about what she was doing, but later on she explained her logic and the history behind it when I asked out of curiosity. She was fixated on getting Bridezilla on recording saying these things because she wants Ryan to be able to sue her if he decides that's the route he wants to take. She told me that middle school saw her being outed as a lesbian by a former friend. Bridezilla, who she's known since middle school, had been the only one to stand up for her in their old school when that happened, and so Bridezilla doing this to Ryan led to Rachel genuinely wanting to ruin her life in her anger. She's stopped, but she's also admitted that she wants to air out all of Bridezilla's business, things that I don't know about and truly don't want to be told about. It's just been hinted at being potentially career-ending for Bridezilla. She's in nursing and could lose her license according to Rachel. While I understand her feelings, I'm still not comfortable with her phrasing of things. It's just how she talks. But I'm not cutting her off. But I've told her that I don't even think what we did in sharing the screenshots with everyone was the right thing. It's this morally gray area that I'm still trying to understand from her perspective and reconcile with my own morals. I love Rachel, but I don't want anything to do with Bridezilla and those I've cut off officially for my own mental health. The nuke option might end in a far worse fallout than right now. I don't think I can handle that level of drama, and I don't think Ryan can either. To end this, I'm gonna ask people to stop sending me revenge ideas. I was okay making jokes about it at first, but the private messages being sent and some of the comments on my posts are getting out of hand. I don't want to steal Bridezilla's man. I don't want to take over her wedding by showing up in white. I don't want some elaborate scheme where I infiltrate Ryan's bachelor party as a stripper. Yes, someone sent me that. I don't want to humiliate anyone like that. It was funny up until I realized that the things shared with me from the petty revenge sub happened to actual people. I feel gross and guilty for even humoring this crap in my first update. Bridezilla is an awful person, and while I'm still upset right now, I genuinely can't bring myself to hate or dislike her enough to do any of the things you guys are suggesting. Thanks to everyone for reading, leaving advice, and even pointing out things. And thank you a lot, you/HellaGenX. Stranger or not, you pointed something out to me that I think I just ignored because it was easier that way. I'm gonna grieve the losses, because it hurts to cut people you cared about off. Thanks again. Now on to the next story. Story 2. This is honestly not something I expected to post about, but here's the thing. I have known this woman, 28F, for a while since we are in the same friend groups. She's a nice person, attractive, and honestly, I've always enjoyed my talks with her. A few weeks ago, I, 26M, asked her out on a date. I figured, if she says no, it's fine. But she actually agreed. We went on a date this past Saturday, and honestly, I thought it was awesome. We went out to dinner, had drinks, spent the rest of the night talking, and we even took a walk on a walking bridge over the town's lake. It's not a big one. I dropped her off and was elated. I absolutely loved the night. However, that night when I was scrolling through TikTok on my bed, a post from her, I didn't follow nor knew she had a TikTok, appeared on my For You page. Essentially, she said in the post, "Getting ready for a date I really don't want to go to." That was like a bucket of ice water being thrown on my head. I was so freaking happy, and I just found out she didn't even want to go on a date with me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she has to want it, but please, let me know if that's the case. We don't need to go out. We can forget I even asked her out. But doing this, on the internet? It made me self-conscious? Not sure if that's the right word. Now, I'm unsure about what to do. Should I tell her I saw this or just forget about it? Honestly, it really hurt me, and I'm not really sure I want to give this another try. I mean, she didn't want to go out with me in the first place, right? Update November 1st, 2023. Hello, everyone. Some people have reached out to me through comments or chat, asking for an update on the situation. Sadly, there isn't much to share at the moment, but I'll provide what I can. Please keep in mind that I won't be discussing this further, nor will I reply to comments. Thank you for your understanding. After last week's post, I read almost every comment, or at least most of them. I'm thankful to all those who commented and shared a bit of their own personal story. Some people mentioned that anxiety is normal and feeling like not going out is definitely common, suggesting that I shouldn't look too much into it. While I agree with their perspective and see no fault in not feeling like going out, what bothered me the most in this situation was having to post a TikTok for a significant audition. I'm a private person by nature, and even my social media accounts, like Instagram, have only a single post. I don't really like to overtly share, nor do I want to be with someone who does. It's completely fine to share whatever you want, I just don't want to be a part of it. So, I decided not to contact her. I chose to pretend I had never seen the post and let things be. I understand a lot of people might think this isn't the best choice, but I feel it is the best course for both of us. Last Thursday, a few friends, who also happened to know her, invited me for drinks. We went to a bar, and while we were eating and enjoying our drinks, a mutual friend asked me how my date went, as our circle was aware that we were going on a date. I didn't want to say much, so I just replied, "Oh, it was good, but I don't think we clicked." This friend followed it by saying, "We figured," which made me feel rather uneasy. When I asked what he was talking about, he hesitated but eventually said that they had seen a TikTok post from her about not wanting to go out. At this point, I didn't really know what to say. This situation is just incredibly messy for me, but there's not much I can do about it. Still, I wasn't going to mention it, nor did I try to look up if there was any update on her part. In fact, I deleted TikTok after that incident. It just wasn't doing me any good. Nevertheless, this past Saturday, she sent me a text. She mentioned that she enjoyed our date and asked if I wanted to go out again. I understand that she clearly stated that she enjoyed our time together. However, I don't want to be with someone who exposes so much of their personal life. It's not something that would be good for me. So, I decided to tell her the truth and sent a text explaining that while I absolutely enjoyed our date, her company, and that I thought she was an amazing woman, her post from the night of our date came across my For You page on TikTok, and it made me feel really self-conscious. While I understand that she enjoyed the date, contrary to what she felt at the time of the post, I didn't feel comfortable going out with someone who had such a high level of exposure online. I wished her the best and expressed hope that she finds someone whose lifestyle aligns with hers. She has read the message, and left me on read ever since. I don't think she will reply, and I don't think we'll have a lot of social interactions going forward. I'm sorry if this wasn't the update you guys were expecting, but yeah, sadly, that's what the situation became. Anyhow, Wish everyone a good day.